At this point, we will set up the Git on our project. But why should we use Git? Well, using Git helps you track the progress, and it stores your work securely, and you can access your code from anywhere. It's like a time machine. It lets you see how your project improves over time. Plus, your employers can see your skills and project in one place. Right. Another reason why I want you to push your code to the GitHub is because when you need help from me throughout the course, most of the time I will want to see your code in order to help you fix the issue. You can simply send me your Git repository link and I can easily see your code and come up with the solution. With that said, let's create a new repository. Okay, so go to github.com, and if you don't have the GitHub account yet, just click on this sign up and get yourself signed up from here. Okay, so I already have a GitHub account. I'll log in from here. All right, from here you can click on this new repository. So let's give this repository a name, automate with Django. Okay, automate with Django. And here you can give some, you can write some description about this project. And there is this public and private visibility options. If you set this repository as public, then anyone on the internet can see this repository. Otherwise, only you can see the repository. Okay, for the time being, I'm going to set this repository as private. And once this project is completed and launched, then I will set it as public. Okay, so for now it will be private in my case, and in your case you set this as public. Okay, and then create repository. All right, these are the commands that you need to run in order to push your code to the GitHub. Okay, so currently this repository is empty, and in order to push your code to the GitHub, then you will have to run these commands. Okay, so before I run these commands, I want to show you something else. It is called .gitignore. Okay, you know that when we push our code to the GitHub, all the folders, files, images, and other stuff will be gone to the GitHub repository. But sometimes we don't want to send all the files to GitHub for security reasons. For example, we don't want to send the env folder. If you want to see here in our project, we don't want to send this env folder to the GitHub. Same way, we don't want to send our database to the public repository, right? And because in this database there are a lot of things that we don't want to expose it to the public, right? The same way, we don't want to send our media folder or files, images, and all that stuff that was uploaded by users, right? We don't want to send those files to the GitHub as well. All right, so for that reason we use .gitignore file. It's just a simple file that we put in our project directory. Okay, so if you specify any folder name or any file name in this file, then that file will not be tracked or pushed to the GitHub. Okay, so first of all, let's create a new file on this project directory. Okay, click on this new file icon and say .gitignore. Okay, .gitignore. Okay, so inside this file we are going to put the files and folders names. There is some set of default files and folders you can put in your .gitignore file. Let me go to the browser and go to gitignore.io. Okay, go to this gitignore.io, and here you say Django. Okay, so click on this Django from the drop down and click on that create button. Here it has created all the all the necessary things that should not go to the what is Syncs Energy. Okay, don't worry about this. Okay, so these are actually the files and folders that should not go to the GitHub repository. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say Control A and copy everything from here and go to this .ignore file and paste it here. Okay, just save it. That's all. You don't need to do anything else. Everything is already excluded here. All right, you can see db.sklar3 is here. That means when we push the code to the GitHub, then this db.sklar3 will not go to our GitHub or public repository. Okay, same way media is also here. Okay, media will not also go. Okay, many other things, even I don't know. Okay, so these things are actually server things. All right. Anyways, with that said, let's move on to our repository here. Okay, so here you can see these are the commands. Okay, let's try to run these commands one by one. So first of all, let's run gitignore. I mean git init. I'm sorry. So here I'll run this git init. Okay, all right. You can see initialized empty git repository in this path. By running this git init command, our project will now become git project. Okay, so that means your code can now be tracked by git. This command will actually add a folder named .git. You can see here. Okay, so if you want to see that folder again, if you put ls, okay, so from ls it is not showing. If you say ls-a, then you can see .git folder is created because of this git init command. All right, so this .git folder includes all the necessary files to track your project and code. Okay, and you should not delete this folder unless you don't want this project to be git project. Okay, and then next command is our git add. Okay, so this git command is actually the way of getting your code or stuff ready before you officially save your progress. Okay, imagine you're getting ready to pack your stuff for a trip, and when you use git add, it's like picking out the things that you want to take with you and putting them in your suitcase. Right, so that's how this git add command works. Okay, you're telling git that hey, these are the changes I want to include in my next update. Okay, if you want to see that in action, you can actually run this one, git add. Then if you want to add this manage.py, you can simply say manage.py. Okay, so this means this manage.py will be committed or pushed to the GitHub in the next update. All right, but you know what, we don't want to specify any one file or one folder. We just want to specify git add dot or -a. So this means we are telling Django that get everything ready for the official save. All right, so that's how git add works. All right, and then of course, yeah, we need to put this run this command git add -a. Okay, so if you say git status, you will see there are many folders and files that needs to be pushed to the GitHub, and these are the tracked file. Okay, so these are all the tracked file because these are green colored, right? If any file is not tracked, so that file will be in red color. Okay, all right, and then next we have the git commit, right? So this git commit is actually the official save of your project. Okay, so when you run this git commit command, it's like taking the snapshot of your project at that exact moment. Okay, you're saying, hey git, remember everything I have done so far. All right, so far what we have done these custom commands, we have written this code and all that. So that's why we are saying git that by running this git commit -m, we are saying git that remember everything I have done so far. Okay, so for example, for this save point, I want to tell git that I have created 2 custom commands, hello world and greeting. Okay, so you can hit enter now. All right, now you can see everything has been committed. And next, git branch -m. Okay, let me copy this. I'll paste this, and this git branch -m means when you create a new repository, the default branch that comes with the git called master. Okay, so that's where your code is being stored. However, many developers prefer default branch name to be main branch rather than master. By running this git branch -m main, we are setting the default branch name to be main in our repository. Okay, just run this command. And then we have this one, git remote add origin, and then this, then this path. All right, so this is actually, let me first paste this, and this command is like giving your project a destination address. Okay, you're telling git where to send the code so that other people on the internet can also see your code. Git remote add origin. Origin is actually the name for this destination. Okay, hit enter. And then last command we want to run, so this is the git push -u origin main. Git push origin main. So this is the final command that is used to send your code to the GitHub. Here you specify the origin and the branch. Origin is, it is the name that you gave to that online destination, and then the main is the name of the branch. Okay, git push -u and origin main. Hit enter. At this point, all the code will be gone to your Git repository. Okay, so if you go back to your repository and refresh, you can see all the code has been pushed to our GitHub. Okay, and here the one thing to notice is you see in our project directory we have db.sqlite3, but in our, in this repository we don't have SQLite3 database here, right? That is because we are using .ignore file. Same way we don't have the env folder as well. Okay, so these are the safest things that we can publish in our public repository. Okay, so that's how we push the code to the GitHub. And you might feel it is little confusing stuff, but don't worry, as you keep working on it, you will definitely start to like GitHub. However, this course only concentrates on Django framework, so I'm not going too deep into all the topics about GitHub. Even if you don't understand GitHub very well, you're not going to face any issues in this course. Okay, so with that said, this is our project pushed to the GitHub, and you can always see the Git status if you want to know whether there is any pending or untracked changes exist in your project. All right, so right now we just pushed the code, so that's why we don't have anything inside the Git status. You see, nothing to commit, right? But if you put something here, testing Git, just save it, and now if you look at this Git status, now you can see Git is actually tracking our code, right? So it has tracked that we have modified this hello world file. You see this hello world file, right? So that's how it is, and we'll see more about GitHub in the future videos. And that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.